Blessings to my friends and family. So every time you did something stupid, you know they were there, but you can't play the blame game. You can't say it was them because you can't prove in the court of law that any of these mind control techniques I've spoken of here actually even exist, right? I'm just making this up. It's my mythology. However, you do have the powers to say which words you're going to write down, which contract you're going to sign, which expansion you're going to sign. You have the choice. Will it be this? Will it be this? But the deceivers people always come in the mix and tell you you've got to choose this. It must be this. It's got to be this. Okay, so all right. Now I remember the one of the things I did mention in part one here. So JM says to me, "You didn't live out your dream in Asheville. You didn't do it in Charleston. You should go to California." So when I was playing him some songs on guitar, so a few days later I started cruising in my 76 automobile. And my whole life, I always believed that I was a perfectionist. What does that mean? The video I made about the long list of Miss Right was going to keep me from several sexual experiences I could have had. But those women were not some ideal that I wanted. Okay? So the whole Jimi Hendrix had a song called Room Full of Mirrors. All I could see was me. But then I smashed the mirrors. And the whole world was there for me to see. And all of you who suffer from narcissistic tendencies, number one thing to remember is it's not your real identity. It's the way the devil hijacked your identity. And for me, that was this idea that I got to live out my dream no matter what. Whether it was musical or this being a spiritual teacher thing. I'm so passionate, so much cannabis, so much coffee to keep me in this, plant induced ego trip until I realized that although I will never give up on my dream, although I will never not want to have the ideal, it's not who I am to think in this all or nothing, only the ideal, perfectionistic, because then when I think in this style, I may end up with nothing 90% of the time but misery because I was not perfect. And at times I blame it on ghosts, archons, and other antiverse entities that live in Santa Cruz that were trying to attack me because I wasn't perfect. What could it be? Perfectionism itself is a wedge. The list of Miss Right, the list of the right housing, the list of the right situation, the list of being perfect before I can begin was the psychosis. To give it an explanatory, exploratory, confirmational conversation, dictations, speeches, and poetic long distance electronic communications is simply a creative gesture. There's a reason why sometimes I get a lot more views because I have yet to learn the art of communicating verbally to the numbers. Because in the age of Aquarius, the numbers govern this So, for example, there would be no income from this unless I have 1,000 people that think this is great or decent enough to click subscribe. Because YouTube has become a game of numbers as far as being a professional with it. So the Holy Ghost has a plan, and the plan is to reveal the truth, the wisdom, and the power of knowledge. And if 10 people watch this, or 5 people, or 15 people see this video, and 3 of them learn something, then I win. It makes nothing to do, in my mind, until I'm really digging through the garbage for food, because I have no other way to get it. Because I'm not doing this to become some well-loved teacher and some personality and to become famous and to get money. I'm just doing this because it's what I do. I'm here to share wisdom. I'm here to give knowledge. I'm here to give away this power, because I cannot keep it when I leave this body, or even while I use this body. If I don't have speeches, if I don't have videos, or if I don't have classes, then unless I'm practicing these things, it becomes rusty. Yeah? I become conditioned by the serpent, by the fear, by the snake brain, the reptilian mind control. But every time you become courageously living out your dream in action, then you're saying, look, you can do it too. Okay? So all my friends and family that are terrified to watch my videos because they know it would heal them, or at least open their mind to the fact that they need to heal that, it's very important. I don't do this for no reason. Because their ego, the reptilian, the anti-life spirit control over them, the ancient mind control over them is so powerful that they don't know they're narcissistic. They don't know they're manipulative. They don't know they have a problem with not listening or not being willing to be open-minded when they really fully think they're open-minded. I mean, these Zetas have really taken this to a deeply, sadly, tragically advanced level, I think. And the self-forgiveness thing is huge, man, because the narcissist, the egomaniac, the self-possessed, that person that's just simply trying to survive the insane narcissistic financial climate of California, and they don't know that they're self-possessed. They don't know that they're an evil force forcing them to do shit all the time, because they're good-natured and they love people. They love themselves. They love their job. It's an organic company. They own the company. They love it. But yet, the pitchfork is always there. And they won't notice it. And they won't notice when their tongue unleashes the serpentine pitchfork talk onto me. They won't notice they're egomaniacs. They won't notice they're hierarchical. They won't notice they're narcissistic. And if I try to tell them, then I'm going to certainly be thought of as evil as fuck, a bad guy, completely against the community, when I'm just simply going to be pointing out that, their behavior, their psychology is incoherent, incongruent, not in alignment with the Christ. They hate it because, why? Because the monster reptilian style through the Hollywood media is so powerful in its popularity and a perception of difference, ideation of this distinction, this importance. You say self-importance that I give myself. If I make this video with a negative complaining tone, if I accuse something, if I come out with something that's like negative, it's going to get way more views. And there's a reason. There's a reason why these people have 1 million followers. They can very concisely attack on point. They can articulate very concisely the point of attack of a sword. This is the only sword I'll ever need. It's the most powerful one. You put the S in the end and it's words. I never intend to cut anyone, but this sword can cut through every single detail that Satan and Lucifer inserted into my brain and rewrite those terms and throw out those contracts. And this sword can choose to empower me to that point. And there's many that say that if you have a journal, it can be very healing. So I recommend this practice, because with the sword of truth, of purity, the pure idea in the human can once again come together. They can begin to remember who and what this and this is underneath, before and after the deception, underneath, before and after the underworld, underneath, before and after the Antichrist will ever exist. This point, this pen is written that this is a divine chance. There's one word that Pierre Sabat could not trace to these beings that we still use, and that is the present. This moment, the present, is a gift from the sacred Christos to all of us. And the deceiver is so powerful with the words in contracts, the paper-based reality that you sign your name on, because you know that black robe wearing being can make you do things such as make you go into a jail if you don't obey. And you know they're there. You know. And when 2020 came up, I said to myself, why can't these monsters just rule over jails? Why can't they just rule over the hospital when somebody signs on a contract? Okay, I'm going to take the pharmaceutical. Okay, I'm going to take the shot. Okay. Why can't they only rule over their places that they dominate? Why does it have to be that they get to make everyone do things such as wear a mask or take a shot? Why do they get to make everyone? Because this is the way of Nazis and the evil, disrespectful alien species are. They don't care. They think of everyone as potential slaves, servants, tyrants, or food sources. The Ouroboros of the deceiver doesn't really care. It keeps eating itself. But it's not going anywhere. It just maintains this vicious circle of eating itself. And so if I don't expand my love, my heart, I become this creature, this old world creature that just eats itself. So for me, this is essential. Sacred Christos must be shared. It must be given. The Holy Ghost must be extended. The lessons must be learned. The oneness must arise, and it will, and it is. Here it is, coming to a theater on your computer screen right now. Love you.